Welcome to Shasta Unfiltered, where we are dedicated to serving the North State with honest news and entertainment. California is famous for its natural wealth, yet the state currently ranks 50th out of 50 for opportunity, according to U.S. News and World Report. This paradox translates into a steep human cost. Heavy regulations and the highest living expenses in the nation are forcing an exodus of young families who can no longer afford to stay. Steve Hilton argues that these burdens are the direct output of a political machine, one he believes must be dismantled to restore affordability to the state. At the Shasta County Reagan Dinner, Republican gubernatorial nominee Steve Hilton framed himself as a political outsider ready to challenge that establishment. His Califordable platform promises specific, aggressive relief: zero state taxes for veterans, $3 gasoline, and utility bills cut in half. However, any conservative reformer faces a wall in Sacramento. The state legislature remains firmly under Democratic control, making traditional bill passing nearly impossible for a Republican governor. Without the support of the Assembly, a standard legislative agenda is essentially dead on arrival. Hilton's solution is the executive bypass, a strategy that relies on direct gubernatorial orders to circumvent the legislative process entirely. This plan hinges on the governor's authority to appoint and remove members of various state boards. Hilton intends to replace career bureaucrats with appointees focused on practical economic results. For example, he could direct the State Water Resources Control Board to revise biological assessments, instantly favoring farmers who need reliable water access. He also points to CalGEM, where a new executive leader could proactively issue permits to increase local oil production and refining capacity. Supporting this is an aggressive veto strategy. Hilton has pledged to defund programs and commissions that fail to demonstrably lower the cost of living for California families. Much of the state's operational power resides within this administrative layer, making it highly susceptible to a governor focused on using executive authority. Securing the governorship to enact these changes requires a massive turnout, roughly 6 million votes. This chart shows the current polling baseline. Hilton holds 33% support, against 41% for his opponent, leaving a crucial 26% gap of persuadable voters. That 26% block consists primarily of working-class and Latino voters who prioritize affordability over traditional party loyalty. Hilton is positioning his outsider message against Xavier Becerra, whom he characterizes as a 36-year institutionalist and a product of the political machine. His campaign is specifically targeting regions like Boyle Heights to reach voters who are often overlooked by the major parties. Reaching that 6 million mark depends on activating an entirely new coalition, pulling from the millions of Californians who typically stay home on Election Day. That electoral math relies on the kind of grassroots energy seen during the recent Shasta County GOP event. Hilton closed his address by invoking Ronald Reagan's principle of liberty under the law, framing the race as a fight for California's historical identity. The campaign treats the current one-party dominance as a disruptible system, one that breaks down when voter participation overcomes traditional registration gaps. This strategy transforms affordability into a binding executive mandate, backed by the full authority of the governor's office starting on day one. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to our channel and visit ShastaUnfiltered.com for more honest news from the North State.